Hi, my name is Dee Williams, and today I am showing you how to start a niche retail, cannabis, and medical marijuana recruiting and staffing agency business. And let me just tell you, this is crazy. I never thought in a million years that I would be training on this particular topic, but guess what? I am. And you're here because you have an interest. You've looked at this and said, oh my gosh, what is this? And I'm about to tell you exactly what this is. So sit back because this is an informational video. It's going to blow your freaking mind. But when this video is over, I'm telling you, you need to start today, okay? Because this is a brand new industry. You're already 10 steps behind. People started in this industry in 2010. It's 2014. So a lot of domains are already gone, but the opportunity to start this recruiting and staffing agency business, oh my gosh, it's endless. We'll talk about it. So listen, with the recent legalization of retail cannabis and medical marijuana, this $1.3 billion industry is here and it's not going anywhere. Legalization has created a new industry that demands new job profiles and offers new skilled positions in the world of cannabis. This 15-minute tutorial will show you how to tap into this business, starting a niche recruiting and staffing agency business. And let me tell you, I'm ready to get started. So let's get this thing going. The marijuana gold rush is on. And as you can see here on the right-hand side of your screen, I have given you a chart that shows you how much, money each state would make, how much money each state would earn if they legalized marijuana, all right? And if you're in California, which is where I told my boyfriend we need to move to, because look at that number. You're in a hot spot. But you already know that Colorado and Washington State are two big places as well. There is a lot of opportunity in this industry. Entrepreneurs are racing to build businesses and being as though, and I'm excited, so bear with me, being as though this $126.8 billion staffing industry is 99% untapped within the $1.53 billion retail cannabis and medical marijuana niche. Because there's only 2 to 5 established agencies right now. You heard me. Your opportunities are beyond endless. And talking about from an entrepreneurial perspective, I want to give you an example. Cannabis.com is an advertising agency that's devoted exclusively to marketing marijuana. What? I'm just like, it still blows me away, and I've been doing research for a while, so you got to bear with me. So anyway, I really want to start you off with getting the facts, because I know this is a little uncomfortable with some of you watching this, and some of you are probably sitting back with your mouth open, so close your mouth, and just sit back and listen, because the marijuana gold rush is on. Now, a national survey on drug use and health estimates that the number of annual marijuana users increased from 17.4 million in 1992 to 31.9 million in 2012. So you can only imagine what that number is today in 2014. Think about these things as I'm saying and how it relates to recruiting and staffing. Marijuana sales reportedly averaged about $1 million per day in the first 5 days of legalization in Colorado. And policymakers are expecting the full year to be around 600 million. And just so you know, I'm almost sure that Colorado has already hit that $600 million number. I saw on the news yesterday. And so I just want to throw that out there at you. One study cited by the Huffington Post predicted that this will be a $10 billion market in the U.S. by 2018. It is the end of 2014. That's only 4 years from now. You got a lot of work to do, recreational marijuana sales in Colorado, 69 million, from January to April 30th. And medical marijuana sales in Colorado, 132 million from January to April. Insane. And I didn't put all my notes here, unfortunately. 9,641 is the number as of May 1st of employed law enforcement officers. It is also the same number of retailers okay, of retailers in the Colorado location of marijuana and of medical marijuana and cannabis. So as you can see, people have already tapped into this industry and they are so ready to start making money. It's a gold rush, okay? Of the estimated 22 million pounds of marijuana grown each year in the United States, nearly 80% comes from California, Tennessee, Kentucky, Hawaii, and Washington. Where are you guys at? Because this is your opportunity. We got to get you in on the bandwagon. You got to jump in, okay? So before I talk about some of the facts, I want to tell you this really quickly. The reason why I'm really bringing this to you is because many years ago, I want to say back in 1997, a gentleman came to me and said, Dee, I want to give you an opportunity to sell ATMs. And I said, sell ATMs where? And he said, in gas stations. And I said, guy, ATMs can't go in gas stations. Nobody's going to put an ATM in a gas station. That's for the bank. And he says, yes, Dee, this is something new. $2,000 for this machine. You get your first one, make your money back, and then you put them all over the place. No way, guy. I'm not doing it. Sounds absolutely asinine. Well, guess who was the dumb butt in this particular instance? Hand in the air, that was Dee Williams, because I totally didn't see it and I totally didn't get it. But today I see it. Today I get it. And being as though we're at the brink of this industry, just like those ATMs were, because if you remember, they started off in the banks only. Okay? So just like those ATMs were, we're now in the beginning. Just like the dot-com boom came when the internet came, the marijuana industry is in its infancy stage, only 4 years old. So what I'm here to tell you guys is I'm telling you that this is a viable opportunity for you. You do not have to be a marijuana smoker to do this business. As a matter of fact, I prefer for you not to be, so that you can be fully aware when you're running the business. Okay, I'm going to stop. Now, let's talk about some of the facts, because we want to get the facts straight, because you're probably saying, Dee, marijuana isn't even legal. Well, we both know that in Colorado and Washington State, you can legally sell medical marijuana and retail cannabis, okay? Alaska and Oregon will be voting this election, November 2014, for the legalization of retail pot. They're both, I believe, at least Alaska is currently doing medical marijuana, okay? So they're voting on the legalization, and I hear through the pipeline it's going to go through. So these are two new locations that if you're living in Alaska, if you're living in Oregon, or you're thinking about going there, there is opportunity there for you. Also, Washington, D.C. is voting November 2014 for the soft legalization of retail pot, where people will be allowed to possess up to 2 ounces of marijuana and cultivate up to 6 plants at home without fear of the po-po coming and knocking on your door. Okay? So it is becoming legal everywhere. Florida will be voting in November for the legalization of medical marijuana. And currently, the following states offer medical marijuana programs: Arizona, California, Connecticut, Delaware, Illinois, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts. I try not to say my Maryland accent, try not to let it out. New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, Rhode Island, and Vermont all allow the sale of medical marijuana. So I know you're probably saying, okay, you've given me all this information, Dee. How does this relate to the recruiting and staffing industry? Well, this photo that you see on the right-hand side of the screen was taken in Colorado at a recent job fair. And they said that people came from across the country. And I've even read that homeless people, now I don't know how homeless people get all the way to Colorado and Washington State if they're homeless, but homeless people have been migrating to those states as well, because what? Jobs. I got excited. I said that loud. Jobs. Legalization has created a new industry that demands new job profiles and offers newly skilled positions in the world of cannabis. Now, again, how does this relate to the recruiting and staffing industry, Dee? Well, a May 2014 report by the Marijuana Industry Group indicated that since January, Colorado's newfound recreational pot trade created an upwards of 10,000 new jobs, with 2,000 joining the green-collar workforce just within those few months. Now, 10,000 new jobs, 10,000 new jobs. Can you make one placement? Can you make 10 placements? Can you make one placement a year? That's 12 placements. Can you make 2 placements every month for a year? That's 24 placements. Can you make 100 placements in a year? 10,000 new jobs. There's enough room for everybody. Come on, we can do this. All right. Now let's talk about some of the jobs that this legalization has created. Pastry chefs, cannabis cooks. Okay, I'm not going to go into it. I'm just going to tell you, be careful what you eat because you never know what's because you never know what's in it. But we're going to just say that no, nothing's in our food. But there are chefs out there that do nothing but cook with cannabis. You can start a niche cannabis cook staffing and recruiting agency. Yes, it's possible. All right. What about a bud tender? Bud tenders serve members, giving them advice and providing them what they're looking for. Now, it's interesting, the bud tenders, if I had any other job other than what I do today, I would probably be a bud tender. Why? Because I think, one, that this industry is extremely interesting, and two, because what's cooler than being a bud tender? Now, let me tell you how they do this. There are actually hotels in Colorado and Washington State that actually allow the consumption of marijuana, whether it is within the hotel or without the hotel. Each hotel has something different, right? And so what they do, and parties too, this big new trend where people aren't really drinking as much anymore in those states. They're having these big ritzy parties or these big parties, and you'll have a bartender on one side and a bud tender on the other side. Think about how this is about to grow as this industry goes and it becomes more legal in more states. Companies are going to be having parties. If this is going to be legal, they're now going to be offering you the opportunity to drink alcohol and to consume marijuana. Okay. And so they're going to need a bud tender. You can have a bud tender staffing and agency business, placing bud tenders in doctors' offices and coffee shops, because it's going to happen, okay? And for parties, like event planning parties, there's so much you can do with as a bud tender. And stores, this is an opportunity for you to start a niche staffing and agency business. The hash maker. The hash maker is that chemist that really is looking to create or to pull the pure THC substance out of this plant. And these hash makers are really important to medical facilities, medical cannabis patients, as well as coffee shops. Isn't that crazy? Okay, so you can start your very own niche hash maker recruiting and staffing agency business. What about the cannabis journalist? Any of you like the whole journalist field, blogging field? I would do this on the staffing side versus the direct hire side because you have more freelancers out there, but I need a journalist because I have 3 cannabis portals that are out there that provides information just like this video. And to be honest with you, I could use a journalist right now and would definitely pay for one. So this is yet another niche for you to be able to tap in. You can have a niche cannabis cannabis journalist recruiting and staffing agency business. Now let's talk about the bud doctor. The bud doctor to me is just probably one of the most important positions because you can use the bud doctor on that medical marijuana side, and you already see the states that have legalized medical marijuana. And the bud doctor are doctors who know how to treat patients with cannabis, right? Now these doctors on average make about $200 an hour. So I want to pull my calculator out here and talk to you. This is the infamous calculator, if you don't know, and you can buy this on Facebook at our Facebook page, facebook.com/identifies consulting. You can also purchase this on staffingpreneurs.com, and this calculator can also be purchased at a recruitmentstore.com, and I think it's even on the Identifies Consulting website. Needless to say, this doctor, we said, is making $200 an hour. So let's see what he's making here. 170, let's see, 168, the 167. All right. So this guy is making $200 an hour. We have to have a burden there because that we have to pay for taxes and benefits and all that stuff. And insurances. But his loaded pay rate is $200 an hour. So our bill rate is going to be somewhere around, let's see, 275. Let's see, 277. Let's see, 280. There you go. Our lowest gross profit margin should be 28%. So our bill rate to the client, to the medical facility, would be $280 an hour. We would pay our bud doctor $200 an hour. And look what we make. $79.60 an hour. What? Oh, that's awesome. And let's say we're just placing that one bud doctor. That means we bring home $3,184 per week. Are you bringing home $3,184 per week right now? If you are, great. If not, this is an opportunity for you. Now, with that number, you're going to bring home about $165,000 per year in your business. But what if in your first 3 to 6 months, you place 5 bud doctors and they stay on billing at these medical facilities for, let's say 40 hours a week, right? That means now you're bringing in $15,000 per week. That's only with 5 bud doctors, and you're almost at $1 million a year. But let me tell you this, and let me stop there. What if you want to pay yourself or pay a recruiter that you've hired or someone who's doing the business development into these facilities? Let's give them 10% of what we make, okay? So now, you as the business are making $63 per hour, bringing in $12,000 per week with 5 bud doctors on billing, and your recruiter is bringing home $1,500 a week, okay? And I'll change the number back to 1 so you can see 1 doctor is not enough. 5, we're looking good because your recruiter would be happy with that because that's just like a regular paycheck potentially for that recruiter in commission alone. But the average staffing agency should have about 25 people on billing by the end of the year, okay? And so if you can keep 25 people on billing for an entire year and you're all bud doctors, your recruiters and business development or account manager professionals are bringing home almost $8,000 a week, and you're doing $63,000. Let me just stop for a second and fan myself a little bit because those numbers are crazy, and you're doing about $3 million per year. Is that not insane? And what if you did have to place those bud directors on billing, right? On direct hire, you're just placing them into the hospitals. So the target salary at $200 an hour, I don't even know what that target salary is, but let's just say that that they're bringing home about $300,000 per year, and you're charging a 20% fee. You're talking about getting a $60,000 check every time you place one of those bud doctors, and you're bringing home $720,000 a year. You don't have to do this on contract. You can just do it on direct hire and still bring home almost $1 million a year if you wanted to do this. Now, I'm just giving you rough numbers. I could take these numbers way higher or way lower, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to see what you have the potential to make in this business. If you start your very own niche bud doctor recruitment and staffing agency for the cannabis industry, you're talking some good money. Okay, we also have a grower or a breeder, and I have positions here, and I'm not going to go through each and every one of them, but I just want to show you what your opportunities are in this position. These are new positions that have been created, okay? So master growers manage a warehouse, okay? And they're required to watch all over the development phase of the plants and perform all tasks, okay? A manicurist right here. Once the plant's flowering reaches its peak, it needs temporary workers to collect the buds under the supervision of attentive breeders and to manicure them, and that's to remove the little leaves that go along with it. And look at these people, these temps here working. Those could be your temps. You can start your very own staffing niche bud or cannabis manicurist recruiting and staffing agency business. Inventory and curing, okay? People who like to sit. You're going to be organizing jars of marijuana buds. You're going to be managing the inventory. You can do this. Security office. Start your own niche marijuana security officers, staffing and recruiting business, okay? Educators, that is what I am. That is what I am, okay? Experts with excellent communications. Now, I am actually going to 3 different seminars, and I'm actually taking a course to become certified in this industry so that I can educate you on how to grow and start and grow and maintain your very own niche cannabis recruiting and staffing agency business. I am also doing this because I'm a serial entrepreneur to the heart, and I know that there's so much more. So I'll be offering tons and tons and tons of courses, not just for the recruiting and staffing industry, but courses as a whole. And you could start your very own niche recruiting and staffing placement agency for marijuana educators or cannabis educators, and hire D. Williams as a contractor. Hello. Okay, what about the edibles producer? Who doesn't like a nice brownie? But what if that brownie was infused with cannabis and marijuana? And listen, these edibles, guys, you guys have no clue. They have taken this thing to the next level. So there are people out there you can place to produce edibles, and you can start a niche staffing agency business in that space. Also, salespeople. Okay, this is another position that has been newly created. A petitioner who gathers signatures on pro-cannabis petitions for advocacy groups. Okay, this is another position that you could start, and you could place people. Niche, think niche. You don't want to start a full staffing agency that covers everything, because you already have 2 or 3 companies that do that. But what if you started one that focuses only on one thing? I'm telling you right now, because this industry is untapped, and you start niche here and now, you're going to set yourself apart, and you're going to build competition. You can do this. Okay. Also, another positions: grow site owner or operator. Some people are paying. We have the facility. We just need an owner to come or operator to come and manage our growth site. What about an events planner? Okay, putting together job fairs and conferences like Cannabis Cup and Kush Expo. I said Crush. It's Kush Expo. Yes, it exists. Look at this beautiful event planning cannabis cake there. I can't believe somebody actually did that. I had to laugh about that as well. You could become a collective member relationship specialist and act as a liaison for medical marijuana delivery services such as Papa Ganja in California. This is doable. There are going to be a ton of delivery services popping up all over the place, not just for the medical side, but on the retail side as well. And they are all over the place and out there and ready. We have a need for you to start a niche cannabis librarian staffing agency because people need information about it. It's a new industry. We need this. There is an opportunity. How about couriers and deliverers? Right? We're talking about a delivery service we need to put people in, not just on bikes, even though I think that's probably the best way to go, but cars and trucks and whatever else. We need delivery people. You can do this as well. How about a seed harvester? Harvesting and selling seeds can go hand in hand with being a farmer, but it is a little bit more specialized. That is, you can start a staffing agency doing that. What about being start staffing regulators, inspectors? We need that because there's a lot of QA, QC that needs to take place when you're talking about growing and selling and distributing marijuana. Consultants. All right. Once I finish with my training course and I become certified, I will be an official consultant, and I'm already a serial entrepreneur. You guys could hire somebody like D. Williams to go and help companies who are interested in adding this line of business onto their business in some way, who's interested in growing their current cannabis business, who are interested in starting a cannabis business. You can be a consulting agency, and you can do some amazing things and staff those consultants, and you can place D. Williams if you like, on contract only, of course. Administrative support. You want to start an admin agency? Why not start a niche one in the cannabis industry? There, you always need admin support. You always need account. They have cannabis attorneys, cannabis accountants, cannabis. I'm telling you, everything you could possibly think of, there's somebody in that space right now. You can place them. Software developers. Okay, we need software developers to help run these businesses. Okay, accounting programs, product management systems, mobile apps, specifically for the cannabis and marijuana industry. All right, you can do this. All right, so that was just a little idea of what is to come. If you have questions, please go to staffingpreneursacademy.com. There is a page under the resources section, the startup under the startup research, there's a page under the become a staffingpreneur section that is specifically how to start a cannabis staffing agency. We also have an upcoming course that that will be available. Let me see if I can pull this up so that you can see right here on why become a staffingpreneur. If you go all the way down to the bottom of the page here at Staffingpreneurs Academy, there's become a cannabis staffingpreneur there. I'm going to click on this so you can just get an idea to see what I'm looking at here. And as you can see, and I'm going to pull this down here, some information here for you, but there is a course here that I am giving on December 13th and 14th, okay, on how to start this industry. It will be live. You will have course materials and so forth. And it's a 2-day, 8 to 1 p.m., so you still have time for your family and your life. The cost is $499. You do not want to miss out on this opportunity. You want to sign up today so that you can get started, okay? So this is big, 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 big. All right. Okay. I'm sorry. I got excited. I had to say big. Also, I want to let you know that if you're an entrepreneur to the heart and you're interested in starting a cannabis business as a whole, because I have this training under my belt and the future training that I'm about to take, we have developed a company called Cannabispreneur Tours for cannabis entrepreneurs. We're giving tours on where and how to start a cannabis business. So we're touring through conventions throughout the country. We have a nice big bus. We also have some chartered flights, or you can take your flight out to meet us. I suggest that you meet us and fly so you can hop on this tour bus, because you'll be on a bus with 50 other entrepreneurs just like you who are ready to start a business, and you can swap ideas and get excited and let that energy just flow. I mean, it could just be absolutely amazing for you. Also on the cannabis tours, and then I know I probably shouldn't say this, but if you know someone who is illegally selling this substance, we would like to convert them over into a legal manner. Send them over to Cannabis Tours so they can learn how that they can become legal and do this business the right way. And I definitely am going to be a part of making that happen. I really am humbled that you have taken the time out of your schedule to sit here and to talk to me about this, to listen to all the information that I'm giving you about this industry. I know it's a weird topic, and I know it's something that you probably wouldn't even think of on a normal daily basis, but the opportunity is here. You can join Staffingpreneurs Academy. It's only $49 a month to join and learn how to start this agency business. Specific to this business, that course for $499 is available and is where you want to be. Spaces are limited, okay? We only have a limited amount of spaces. So if you're going to do this business, you want to start now. All right. All right, guys. I am so happy that you stayed on this call. I said this is a 15-minute video. We're at 28 minutes. That's crazy. I really appreciate you being here. Start your niche recruiting staffing agency business in the cannabis, the retail cannabis and medical marijuana industry, and start today. Enjoy your day.